3 days ago, I was attempting to purchase some concert tickets, and my card was declined. I'd made some transfers to my brokerage account that day and hadn't rebudgeted, so I assumed I needed to transfer from saving to cover it. I went into my accounts to transfer, and the app, Capital One, tells me I have an insufficient balance. I have a balance of $6,123.21 in savings, but an available balance of $0. What the heck? I called Capital One and am told there has been a legal hold placed on my account by West Virginia Compliance Division, and given a phone number to call the originator of the legal hold. I'm in Phoenix, so had to wait till the next morning, Friday. I called the originator bright and early, and the lady working the case looks me up by social security number only to realize I'm not even in their system. I've never lived in WV, don't own property there, and have never worked there. There is absolutely no reason for me to owe back taxes. Through a little more digging and calls between West Virginia and Capital One, I start to realize that there is now a tax levy placed on my account for a total amount of over $13,000. This is a legal process ordered by a judge and submitted to Capital One and is completely legitimate, except it's not for me. Apparently someone at the bank entered the data wrong and there is a legitimate tax levy for this amount. I'm guessing with similar name SSN. But they took it from the wrong person, me. In the course of the day, Friday, my account has gone from $0 available to an actual balance of $0. There is a line item, issue levy check. Capital One is telling me that their levy and garnishment division is completely separate, and the only way they can contact them is through email or fax. There's no one to call or physically go to and correct the mistake, they say. I've already had WV fax over letters and proof that I am not the one responsible for this debt. The bank has told me that it might be fixed by Tuesday. In the meantime, they've taken every cent I have in the bank and, through no fault of my own, I am completely screwed on NSF return fees, as well as damage this can do to my brokerage account good standing. Not to mention the fact that I am functionally flat broke. Is there anything I can do to get the bank to expedite? Admit their mistake? Cover fees? I'm seething at the flippancy they seem to have over what is very clearly their mistake. I'm doing all right financially, and it doesn't hurt me too bad, but what if it was someone that now couldn't pay rent or their light bill? Any advice and help is appreciated. Has anyone else ever had this happen?
Capital One is 100% responsible for compensating you monetarily for any damage resulting from this. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. If you have any late fees or charges, tell them to pay it.
As of yet, they are not accepting any of the blame. I feel like I'll have to push the issue, which is fine.
They're likely told never to make statements that can be construed as accepting responsibility. That's more a consequence of our lawsuit-happy world than anything else. Capital One doesn't want to go to court against someone who has proof that their representative said it's their fault. Would make for a rather speedy trial. A higher-up manager or someone would probably be able to work this out with you.
God forbid they just give the money they stole back. This kind of logic honestly leads to more lawsuits. Fixing the damn problem would almost always avoid the suit, but way too many companies play these cover-up games and spend way more defending a losing case because correcting the issue would have made them lose slightly faster. Even a half-decent lawyer would get this. Somehow corporate types have lost track of getting the best financial outcome and become obsessed with never doing anything that could hurt a potential lawsuit. Regardless of, whether it changes anything.
Update. I just spoke with Capital One, escalated to manager Zach, and was told that since the levy check has already been issued, there is nothing they can do until the agency that placed the lien returns it. I also requested a provisional line of credit, which was denied. I asked to speak to his manager and was told that there was nobody above him that could be reached via phone, and I asked for email, but it was not provided. I don't know if I mentioned previously, but confirmation for the release of the levy on my accounts was issued by the WV Tax Department Friday at 10:36 a.m. EST via fax. It was well after this that the funds were actually pulled and the check was issued. Looks like CFPB it is.
While you're at it, reach out to the executive leadership team. They, bar their assistants, tend to be able to get this type of stuff fixed up nice and quickly. They most likely won't address it until Monday. But since you have the time, it wouldn't hurt to hit every avenue you can to get this seen by everyone you can to get a speedy resolution.
Update 2. I spoke with Capital One again and talked to manager Nia. When I really pressed her to contact her supervisor, she gave me a mailing address, to the point that I verbatim said, "So when you have a question or escalation, you have to write a letter and postal mail it?" And she said yes, CFPB report has been filed and documentation provided. Also directly asked several times about extending a provisional line of credit and was told every time that they don't do that. Update 3. I sent an email to the CEO of Capital One at 8:14 a.m. PST this morning, Monday 10/23/23, linking this Reddit post. I received a call from Capital One at 10:32 a.m. PST saying that they are working diligently to correct the issue and that they will skip waiting for the check to be returned and go ahead and credit my account for the amount withdrawn. And as of 10:48 a.m., it's all right there in my account. One lump sum back into savings. Line item issue levy check reversal. I asked for an explanation as to how it took contacting the CEO directly to get this escalated and was told they're looking into it. I also asked the woman I spoke with, whom I'm guessing is on the response team or an admin assistant, if she had personally read this Reddit post. She said she had. So, thank you everyone.